Minneapolis City.
Post goals!
The People's Pitch Podcast, brought to you by Summit Brewing Company.
What is up? Do not adjust your dials. This is, in fact, the People's Pitch Podcast. The new intro makes it sound so awesome. My name is Nate. I'm joined by John.
Hello, people.
We have our new intro, and we are Soup's official now. That was mixed by our friends over at our house band, Go Get 'Em Tiger. Thank you so much, guys.
I mean, two things. One, of course they won't adjust their dial because, one, they downloaded it from our website.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, it's an antiquated phrase.
Two, the intro said the People's Pitch Podcast.
Yeah, there could be an imposter.
The only thing that we don't have now is what, Nate? After the intro. What don't we have now?
I don't know.
Because of it's part of the intro.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a Summit blurb to say. Yes! We will still open the Summit. No need for a Summit plug anymore to kick the show off, but go buy Summit, I guess. Seriously, go to your liquor store, buy some Summit.
Or go online, summitbrewing.com.
Mm-hmm. I heard that classic Mexican Golazo call, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
What else was in there? What was the goal call
That was
featured?
my boy, Paul Scholes, against Barcelona, Champions League, I want to say 2006, maybe, 2007.
Against Barcelona?
Against Barcelona at Man U. I can give you the rundown of what happened, but...
I mean, you did show me a compilation last week.
Yes.
The guy is sick.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
he
good.
just hit it from Lord knows where outside of... he basically crossed half and hit it.
I appreciate the goal call.
Anyways,
I'm a Ray Hudson guy.
Yeah.
The guy that does the BN stuff, I think, the BN Network stuff. But either way, great calks.
So get used to that.
Yeah,
folks.
that's amazing. Coming up today, John, you went to Milwaukee, so we're gonna have a recap of your road trip, kind of a scouting report on how to get drunk in Milwaukee. We're gonna talk about the Menace really quick. They're the last scrimmage opponent before we hit the road and start league play
In Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee. Yeah, we've got a trial. We've got the trial roster of guys that are going to be going to Des Moines. So we're going to talk about some position battles, talk about those guys, and that should take enough time up. But if you want more, if you just love Minneapolis City, you need more, you should seriously consider coming to Milwaukee in 2 weeks.
Yeah, go on the internet, buy a spot. They're going fast.
You went and you did a little location scouting.
I did. I went. I not only did the location scouting of the beer hall, which we're going to be doing much damage in. I saw the team play. The team itself, the Bavarians, were playing in the semifinals of the Wisconsin Amateur Championships. And I'm not quite sure how the team they played against got that far. I went and watched with my cousin, Off the Rack Rob.
Off the rack, Rob.
Because he doesn't have to be tailored. He just buys right off the rack.
Oh,
Everything fits. Everything fits off the rack.
That's like a D-level Seinfeld character.
Right, off the rack Rob. So Rob and I went up, and we both played there a couple years apart, but everything's changed, including the beer hall. But we said that the team they played against, the Milwaukee Simbas, were basically like the Cinderella story that just ran into the buzzsaw. Yeah, the Milwaukee Simbas, they ran into the buzzsaw that was the Bavarians. So we got to see a couple things, see how their midfield play was, which there's some midfielders that I played either against or with all the way back to high school. They're still there, and they're good. They're really good. They're former pros. They're still in good shape. They played great, and they're attacking options. So we got to see that piece, and their finishing. What we didn't get to see a lot of was their goalkeeper being tested. We didn't get to see a lot of their defense, that kind of stuff. So anyways, I passed along the scouting report, totally drawn up on the back of a napkin to the coaching staff. So we'll see if it works. But outside that, the beer hall was awesome. It's going to be hard to leave that place after the match. And I ate 2 different kinds of schnitzels.
Nice.
And I drank multiple liters of beer. So they got the big boys there.
They come in the boots?
They have a boot too, but we're talking like
the Steins.
The liter Steins, yeah.
Yes.
So they have that. The field turf's there. They have a small set of stands. They took down a lot of the ones that were there last time when I played there. I mean, even like 3 years ago, they were stands all the way around except for the ends. Now they're only on one side and they're kind of small, so we're gonna bring down a lot of fans. I don't think they're ready for it. I really don't. I think they think like we're just gonna have a couple people. So if you're coming, bring a lawn chair.
Oh, that's good to know.
I'll bring a few down since I'm going down a little bit early. But anyways, that was Milwaukee.
Is that beer hall attached to the? It's not attached to the stadium. It's like a ways away.
No, it's like 13 yards across the parking lot to the field. So at halftime we went.
That's awesome.
At halftime we went in and plugged a quick half liter.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And then went back out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So come to Milwaukee.
It's gonna be great. Before we go to Milwaukee, we have to go to Des Moines though. And I wanted to talk about the Des Moines Menace because like who dey?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. So I know a little bit about them. Actually, with the Bavarians, we did play them quite a few years ago. So I'll let you dive in.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little
Menace.
research to scout them out and check some stuff out on the interwebs, which is great. The fun fact to lead off our Des Moines story is that they are owned by Come and Go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the quickie stops.
Yeah, Iowa's premier truck stop gas station, and the front office is located at the Come and Go headquarters, world headquarters. So
what I don't understand why is they play at like a field that's not called like Come and Go Park.
I think they don't want to. I don't know. It feels like they're encouraging some behavior.
It would be Park Come and Go.
Park Come and Go Field.
There we go.
But the Menace have been around for a while, since like '94, so they're pretty established, right?
They're one of the kind of staples when it comes to amateur or lower level professional soccer.
They've been to the PDL playoffs for like 13 times or something. They've played in the U.S. Open Cup.
They've come in first place in their division every year they've been in the PDL, I think.
Yeah, I mean they play in the same division as like the Chicago Fire U23 squad. So I mean they're not playing against
schmucks,
idiots.
No,
yeah.
They're playing against some good players, and they bring good players in despite the fact that it's in Des Moines.
That's the thing is their roster includes a lot of dudes, mostly 20 to 24. I was looking it up.
Yep.
So a lot like us, but they're from all over the place. So somehow,
a lot of international.
Is it just like they bring in? I mean, there's a couple guys from Brazil, some guy from Croatia. I don't know why he's not playing with the Croatians.
Yeah, right. Well, he hasn't heard that there's Croatian teams.
Just a quick road trip away, man.
Yeah. What I have learned though, Nate, is just because people are from a foreign country does not make them a expert in the game of football.
No, I've seen that firsthand.
Everyone's had that Italian exchange student in high school who's like, "Oh, I play football," and then he comes out and it's like, "With who? You are terrible."
Your chubby cousin.
Yeah, in the street.
Yeah, I mean they draw a lot of their talent from like Western Illinois, a little bit from Missouri and Wisconsin. I mean, it's pretty much Iowa, and anything that touches Iowa, really, that nobody wants to go to a big city from there. So,
well, we learned from when we talked to Raheem 2 weeks ago that some guys from his Wisconsin Badgers team are going to play down there. So they're not, like I said, they're not drawing a bunch of schmucks, but they do have kind of like a unique way to bring people in and play. Right? They bring in like they
bring in a ton of people. Like I was trying to scout them out, but they're basically unscoutable because according to I was reading the Des Moines Register, corroborated this, but like mid-July last year at the end of their season, because their season ends like their playoffs start in end of July, they had played 42 different players on their roster for the season, and they never started the same starting lineup. They never used the same starting lineup. That just seems nuts.
It seems really weird. Like, how do you get a team playing well together when there's 40 guys in camp and you never play the same roster starting lineup once?
And they are playing well. Like we said, they're winning
because they're bringing in all these good players.
So I don't know. It's like every ringer they find, they just like let's just try them out there, and then he can't play the next week, so they get another Croatian.
They could also be selling these guys off to other teams.
That's true. That would be rapid selling.
Right. Come and Go Empire didn't start from nowhere.
So what are we going up against? I mean, what kind of a situation are we going to be playing in on Sunday?
Well, one quick thing, we're actually going to be playing against Des Moines Menace alumni in Milwaukee. Ty Dombrowski played there after college. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he went to Europe first, but he went back to the U.S. and then he played for Minnesota Stars. So he's a guy that I know from back in the day, and he's gonna be the captain of the team we're gonna be playing against in Milwaukee. So Des Moines Menace people are popping up everywhere, including Donnie Mark, who's kind of was in a little bit of an advisory role when we were getting things started, and we train out at his dome in the winter months. He was a Des Moines graduate as well.
I think there's a lot of them. They've got a pretty solid empire as far as like they've got the DA locked down around Des Moines.
A lot of pros too. So I mean they're a classy organization. They're gonna feed us lunch afterwards.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Well, that's
a little
nice.
Italian restaurant. Just
So it's romantic.
Yeah, I'm gonna put so much baked ziti in the purse, take it home with me. But anyways, what we're looking forward to is we're gonna have two games, not two full 90-minute games. I believe it's gonna be two games of 30-minute halves. So we'll have it broken down into two different teams. We're not really afforded the opportunity to have 42 guys roll up and have like all the subs for two different teams.
No.
So we're gonna have two different starting lineups and then sub in some guys from the first group that are done playing can come and obviously help out. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a recap on Sunday, but there may be a chance that that doesn't happen. So you'll have to bear with us, folks, if we don't do that. We'll get to it on Monday. But, we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
As far as what we're going
Hopefully
to
it goes well, man. I mean, they're going to have a real game under their belts. They play
these
the
guys
first
aren't
round
a
of the
joke.
U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday when this podcast gets released,
Yep.
not today when we're recording it, but still.
Yep.
So I don't know. It should be great. But enough about them. We got us to talk about, man.
Yes, Nate. I'm glad you said that. So we have to clearly bring people down to play or over.
Yeah. And we've only
There.
met a few of these people here on the airwaves.
Right, so we're traveling down with, like I said, with two teams. Rosters basically built up of some guys that have signed. Many of them you've spoken to because this is the first time that you and I have been on and just by ourselves or by myself.
Yeah, without a player.
Without a player or someone to talk to. So, welcome back.
Yeah. Right. Just you and me.
Yeah, just the two best friends. So no, we're bringing down some players. Some of them who the names will sound familiar. Some of the guys are gonna be like, who is that? And some of the guys that are fighting for spots still. So there's a lot open. Mm-hmm. Roster closes after this weekend. Not officially, like no new players added, but the roster for going into Milwaukee in the start of the season ends after this game.
Yeah.
So decisions will be made. So there's a lot of guys maybe on the bubble or guys that are coming into the mix for the first time that can make a real good impression. Mm-hmm. And try. And then it also begins the battles for spots as we go into the season.
Yeah.
So seeing how some of the guys coming back from college for the first time, how they fit in with the guys that have already been here. So that's what we're gonna have. So
Should we start the breakdown with the goalies?
yeah, so this one's kind of a no-brainer. You've met Matt Elder, and you've met Duncan.
Yep.
And like I say, Duncan's a good weird.
He is a good weird. And both these guys, they're signed, right?
Yeah, both of these guys are signed. We have a third goalkeeper, James, who is the starting goalkeeper for our men's first division team. He'll be our third choice goalie if anything happens to one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid we have to bring in a third one. But those are our three goalies. But we're only bringing two with us because James has commitments here.
Yeah.
So
and both these dudes, awesome guys we've talked to in studio.
yeah, great dudes, good at soccer. Duncan, as you know, or if you do listen, is going off the La La Land next year and playing for UCLA. But Matt's a veteran. Matt has played in the NPSL. He had an unfortunate leg injury last year when he played in Detroit with the Twin Stars, but he's come back. He's been playing well. They've both been playing well. Mm-hmm. So, they're both be given a fair shot here. They're each going to get to play one full game. And, no biased opinion. We are okay with whatever option the coaching staff chooses.
Yeah, I mean, as a spectator and kind of a rube, you're the one that sits in on all the trainings, and you're a founder of the organization, so obviously you've got a little different outlook on these guys. But I'm thinking, like, as a fan and just kind of a soccer observer, like, the difference here really is just where they're at in their career, right? Like, Duncan is, like we said, he's a highly touted prospect.
He plays every day.
Yep, he plays all the time. He's just starting out. Matt is, a grown-ass man. And usually age wins out between the posts when it comes to goalies. You never see a lot of young goalies.
Well, it's just
not a lot of young goalkeepers chosen over old dudes. I mean, that's why you've got guys that are 40 years old playing.
Well, let's preface it. Matt's not like late 30s.
No, I mean he's young too, but he's not
like mid 20s. Yeah, mid to late 20s. So
usually, I'm just saying, usually
right.
in
this
the
setting,
world,
you're right. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Age wins out. So we're going to see what direction coach wants to go. But
yeah, but like I said, it doesn't matter which direction he goes in. We have full confidence in either option.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be an opportunity for these two guys to go in and say, all right, I'm going to grab the job by the scruff of its neck, and I'm going to take it.
Yeah, this is not one of those situations where where someone's fighting for
playing time,
right?
minutes.
It's like, oh shit, hopefully we got to see the best one is that wins out. It's like we're comfortable with both of them.
Right, and the best thing too is that obviously, right, there's only one goalkeeper on the field, so it's different than a guy you'd be like, I can get him as a late minute substitute when I need that fast attacker or whatever, or that like guy to slow the play up to ice the game out. This is different. It's one guy, and traditionally the only reason why it shifts is because the guy gets hurt or he plays bad. Mm-hmm. And you don't like switch at halftime. That's just a terrible idea unless something's wrong with the physical person. So, it's going to be a tough competition for them. But the great thing is that they all really get along well. So there's not one guy who's going to say, like, if I don't play this game, he's going to get, be down and not fight for the spot the next time.
Yeah.
They're going to challenge each other and they'll be okay with what happens.
Supporting each other.
They're supporting each other. It's like the quarterback room on a football team. You can't have animosity in the quarterback room. Just like the goalkeeper room.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So that's our goalkeepers. Not a whole lot of surprises there.
No.
But as far as we let's move up the back line.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to get some guys back. So we're bringing in with us Trey. So you guys remember Trey? He debuts with the armband.
Old Faithful.
Yeah, you all remember Old Faithful from 2 weeks ago, and the dude just wants to play some soccer. Like I guarantee you, he's had a smile on his face since we talked to him, and he's just ready to go.
That was the thing that stuck out in the interview was it didn't really matter. He just wanted to go somewhere that he could play the most soccer.
Yep, and guess what, Trey? You're going to play a lot of soccer this summer. So Trey will be back. Trey will slot in somewhere along the back line. I don't want to bet the farm, but I would say it'd be in the central part of the park. That's his natural position.
And then we've got the mysterious Abdallah Ba is coming back. He's kind of a wild card because he's been brought up a couple times, but we haven't talked to him yet. What do you know about him?
All right, so I went and got the skinny. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's coming back this week, so he'll definitely be in Des Moines. He'll be back for good. So he started out in a junior college called Monroe College, but has since signed with Division II Post University in Waterbury, Connecticut. I knew that piece. I also didn't know that's where cereal's made. So
That's Post.
Yeah, like Post. Yeah,
Raisin Bran.
Like that's where it started from.
Oh.
Like Post. Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
There you go. Name 3 posts.
Okay. So I got Raisin Bran, right? I think I got that right.
Cynthia Moss Cooper.
No, come on. I got Honey Smacks.
Yep.
And
Isn't Sugar Bear Post?
that's what I was thinking. The Sugar Bear is
Sugar Bear.
crisps. What is Honey? It's not Honey Smacks. It's Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
They look the same though.
Yeah, they're the exact same thing.
Sugar Puffs?
Sugar Bear. I don't know. It's going to take us all day.
Our speed round sucks.
Yeah. I did one by myself.
Yeah, right?
So that's where Abdallah is now. I don't know if he's considering moving to Division I. There were some rumors about that, but I have not seen a lot from him. But the tape I did see, he and what his former club mates were saying, he's highly talked about, composed, very like cerebral center back, very he thinks through the game and he reads it well. And he may not be like the biggest marauding bruiser, not the likes of like Trey, but if you put someone like him next to Trey, or on a outside wingback position, wouldn't be a bad pairing.
Okay. Give me if he's not like a huge bruiser dude, you're thinking like taller, skinnier,
murder
sacker kind of guy.
No, I mean I'd say he's big. That guy's.
He's just a giant man, but I mean like when you're talking size.
Size-wise, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he fits in. But he's not your typical big, thick center back with just a knothead who's running around. And not saying that Trey's a knothead, but the bigger, thicker guy who fits well in the central part. He could move into the defensive center mid. He can move out wide. He can do a couple of different things. So, anyways, that's Abdallah.
So I'm looking at the roster and I see who's coming with, and I see a couple names I don't really recognize.
Sure.
And one of them is Evan Wright.
Yes. So
how strongly is this guy competing for a spot? Who is this guy?
So Evan comes to us from our Stegman's MASL Division I team. So he's been in the club for a while. He's a pretty decent soccer resume. He had a stint with Minnesota United recently. When I say recently, within the last couple of years. And he's older men's league player, solid, prefers left back, but can play centrally as well. And just really smart defender, packs his lunch, and just goes to work.
Nice.
And he's in the mix as both a kind of a squad player, I think, right now, and trying to figure out if how many guys we have in from a defensive standpoint. He's the type of guy who could come in and play for anyone at any point in the season. So if he isn't signed right away, we could have him play on Stegman's City as a reserve team standpoint, where he's already been for the last couple of years at that level, and then slot him in if need be, depending upon a matchup or depending upon injury or whatever. So, but great guy, totally comfortable if he was a full-time starter or even a squad guy.
Cool. And then other guys on the list we know, Nate Engel, of course.
Yep.
And then this guy Aaron Olson, who you know, but I don't know so well. We spoke with Nate a few months back, and he's been coming out to a lot of our events, including the kit reveal.
Doing a lot of interviews and...
Yeah, so ever since he's been added to the mix, he's really been helping lock down the back line, right? He still thinks Suarez would taste like McDonald's.
Yeah, absolutely does. Still Elder's best friend.
Yep. And who's this other guy then? Aaron Olson.
So AO, he goes by AO.
Oh, okay.
So AO is he's also another Stegman's guy. He went to Trinity College in Texas or Trinity University in Texas. A great soccer player and a great guy. So he's a lot like the other side of the coin, which we talked about, Evan. They're basically like carbon copies of each other.
Okay.
But maybe like age separates them by a couple years. So I think AO is a little bit younger. But AO has I've played with him before in men's league stuff, and I've seen him play here, and he's just one of those. He is an old faithful type of guy. Like you can put him in the back line. He's the same thing. Packs his lunch, goes to work, does his job. That's it. And he's been kind of working with Nate while we're waiting for the college guys to come back to kind of help create a partnership between them and the back line. He'll be just fine. He's a guy that you look to. He'll attack out of the back and he'll come back and play defense. He won't get caught up the field and then all hell breaks loose because we're down a defender.
Right. And then this other guy, Alex Peterson, another guy I haven't seen. I haven't seen his name around, but he's joining us for the first time.
Yeah, so he's going to be. He's plays college soccer in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's not. I think he's at Drake.
Right.
So he didn't have an opportunity to come out and try out.
Well,
and
that's
we're
right there.
So
that's Des Moines.
So we're gonna give him a fair look and see how he fits in, and we'll see how it goes, how his future is dictated by his play.
Could surprise us.
Could surprise us. Yep. Or he could play himself.
Could be miserable.
Yeah, could be miserable. He's a good soccer player from what I've been told, but you never know how he's going to gel with his players, and it's going to be a tough job for him to try to break into this. And if he does a good job breaking into it, then it was meant to be in the mix. So,
Yeah.
So
other guys on the back line, we're going to kind of go
out wide.
Yep. Right? So we've got Raheem, who we talked to a couple weeks ago or last week, right?
Yep.
We've got Brian Chapman, who he was at the kit reveal.
Yep.
And that guy's got some tattoos.
Yep. And he played with Nate and Matt and AJ at the Minnesota Twin Stars.
Yeah. A guy named Emmanuel Brown, and then AO could also slot in wide. But first of all, Raheem. So I think it sounds like he's going to provide a really good physical presence out there on one of the sides.
I don't want to slight Raheem at all, but I think he's more of an attacker than being the physical smacker.
He seemed to play himself up like, I like to dig in there, and that's kind of where he started. It's kind of where he's comfortable, but I got the same feeling that this guy's kind of a bomber.
That guy wants to get it forward. Don't let him fool you, folks. And if you're listening, Raheem, I'm on to you. But no, Raheem's the type of guy who'll get stuck in, but he's gonna want to get forward.
Yeah,
and he's got the tools to be more of an attacking outside defender.
So depending on formation, that might come in pretty handy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
this Chapman dude, we've met him at events, right? I feel like he seems like a bruiser. He's got himself tatted up like he's.
Yeah, he looks scary.
Yeah.
But he's a lot like Raheem. He wants to get forward. He's got a natural left foot, so he serves in some really great balls from the left side. But yeah, he's the same kind of way. Like all of our defenders, whether they be centrally or on the wing, are guys that could comfortably get into an attack.
That's nice.
Yeah,
especially when we're playing
right. If you have
fast paced,
and if you have good players on the ball that can get forward, they're going to be great under pressure in the back when that ball is on their feet. Yeah, so it's good to have.
Another thing about Chapman is that he's played, like you said, he's played with Matt and Nate for a number of years. So that might help establish kind of a strong rapport back there to start the season when other players might not have that that level of communication.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just even in just camp to even in the locker room to have those guys that they're a little bit older and they can take some of these guys under their wing, the younger guys. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely one of those guys who has a little more veteran leadership, both on and off the field.
And what's up with this Emmanuel Brown? I haven't seen him. I feel bad.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So remember the guy we couldn't remember his name?
That's him.
He scored like the wonder goal.
Yeah.
That's him.
Okay, cool.
So he's been a trialist from the beginning, and like I said, he played with the guys at Twin Stars. But sprinter speed, hard workout ethic. Another guy loves to get into the attack. Mm-hmm. But this one will be a real big chance for him, I think, to define whether he's going to be maybe move himself in the conversation for like an outside wing. Midfielder position, or maybe stay outside defense.
Because we're going to talk about that in a second, but there might be some holes there,
right,
on the outside wing.
Right. So I think this is an opportunity for him, and he's got to really take it, and he's got to get in there, and he's got to showcase what he's got, both offensively and defensively, because he's kind of one of those tweeners from a position standpoint.
Yeah.
That he really could make or break it for himself depending upon how he shows.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll go center mid now. Seems like quite a few names here that I haven't, that are new to me. But then there's our old buds. So Samuel, of course, Ruiz Plaza.
We still have to come up with the poll for his hairdo.
Oh, we never did that. He's gonna. Well, it'll hopefully he's growing it out for us.
Yeah, hopefully we'll send him a note.
But all these guys in midfield, is there any sort of feeling on what kind of position they're going to play, how we're going to organize these guys?
Well, without giving away the trade secrets, the center midfield position, that's where I usually play, is interchangeable depending upon need in the moment. Mm-hmm. So if you need to cover for someone who got forward, but they're more of a defensive person, but they just happen to, the natural progression of an attack took them with the ball, then you hang back, and it's very much in flux. So depending upon how many we put in there, whether it's traditionally like 2 or we throw 3 in there, or you play a flat, or you play the diamond, depending on what it is, we have the pieces that can be interchangeable.
Yep.
And really the guys are really good at adapting to what positions they need to be in, depending upon the formation the coach throws out.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not gonna press it because I understand that we've got we still have some people that we need to hide. I mean, we don't want to give away all our tactics too early, but no, there will be roles going forward, right?
There will be defined roles.
James doesn't come back and play CDM. James stays on the attack.
Right.
Xavi Alonso doesn't slot in on the attacker as much.
Right. I mean, we talked the worst case scenario for us in the center midfield going up against the Des Moines Menace is the beast from the East who we talked to last year, AJ Albers.
Yep.
We talked to him last week. AJ won't be there because he's not back from New Hampshire yet. So AJ's the type of player. He'll be there in Milwaukee though.
Okay.
So AJ's the type of player though that you're not going to put him up front. I mean, he'll gradually get there. He's more what they call a box-to-box center midfielder. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be shading the back four and playing the defensive role, and he's going to be getting into the attack as needed.
Okay.
But he's going to really be defined to that kind of that playmaking, win the ball, start the attack. Whereas a guy like Ben Wexler or Ruiz Plaza or Camarada is going to get it, and they're going to be even further advanced in the attack already.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter on what formation we're playing. Like AJ's a defensive center midfielder.
So Samuel and Ben, these guys are consistently praised for their ball control, right? I mean, they've got we've seen the video, especially on Samuel, like inventive passing, possession style play that they really value. How do we see that helping the attack or defense? I guess you just kind of covered it a little bit, but
right. But I think both those guys plus Ryan Camarada are fully capable of owning the central part from an offensive standpoint, where center midfielders have to be what they have to be cognizant of, and it happens oftentimes. So that's why there's kind of a couple in there, is because you can't. Not one person can be responsible for always going forward and always coming back to play defense. But you can sit someone like AJ in to shade the defense and to cover the guys who are getting forward until they can get back. But guys like Wexler and Plaza and Camarada, those guys are more tuned in on the offense. But they don't. But the great part is that they have the engine to get back. They have the engine to and the willingness to play defense.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't do that. Like once you get forward, you're like, yeah, whatever. The guys back there will figure it out. So with him, and then we have You toss in the two youngsters that we have coming in, Chris Riera, whose name's been mentioned.
Yeah, I think I saw him play when I went to the Holy Dome that one time, right?
Yep. So he's more of one of our development players, being that he's still finishing up high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ian Smith, the same thing. So we picked up Ian from the Minnesota Thunder Academy, and he's still trying to figure out when he can get released, when his because he's under
his commitment is up.
His commitment is up. Yep. Much like Duncan. So, but Ian Smith, if we're talking about kind of the difference between roles, Ian is like AJ, but a younger version of AJ.
Okay.
And Chris is more of like a Wexler, a Camerata, or a Plaza, in that he's more offensive minded, but just different age brackets.
Yeah.
So you need to have that.
Well, that's
right?
what we want to start with too.
Yeah.
Is right. We want to start, developing these young guys.
But so you toss those two guys in, and Ian's like the composed defensive mind, and Chris likes to go forward. So it's like it should be fun to watch, like they learning from those older guys, and then having the ability to bring them in when if something happens,
right,
or to change the pace of a game, or whatever the formation dictates. But like I said,
once we've got the title locked up, we can just kind of bring them in and
right, yeah. But there was plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of minutes to go around for a lot of these guys. But like I said, the only one we're missing is the beast from the East.
Yeah, I'm glad that stuck.
It stuck. At least for me, it did.
Right. We mentioned that we're a little light on the wings, left mid, right mid.
Traditional wingers. Just for this.
Just for our Des Moines trip is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Two guys that I'm looking at on the list: Anthony Keller and simply Goose. So one of our wingers,
his name's
our
Goose.
wingmen, is named Goose.
Yep, we have a wingman.
That is awesome.
Named Goose.
What can we expect here? Because this is a position that we don't really have a lot of early signings.
Yep. So we actually do have a few good options that aren't in camp yet, and we'll get to those guys in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys really do have a chance to show, and much like we were talking about Emmanuel Brown, have the opportunity to come in and show what they got. If they show well on the wing, it's this type of competition. There's a reason for that, and we should be considering them for a full-time position, right?
Mm-hmm.
In theory.
Yes, in theory.
But, so the guys we do have coming in, Anthony Keller comes to us, was a University of Louisville product who finished up at UW Parkside.
Oh, okay.
And then recently moved back here and has been working the coaching circuit here. So that's what we found. We found Anthony Keller. And then Goose is 18 years old, kind of falls in that same bucket. Played on the DA with Ian and with Duncan, and then quit to pursue other options.
Okay.
And is now I believe it's the top 20th class in the country for recruiting for University of Indiana.
Oh.
So Goose can fly, man.
The Goose can fly. You're not going to tell me what his real name is.
No, I'm never going to tell you his real name.
I'm going to have to figure it out.
You have to figure it out if he makes the roster.
Oh, man.
So,
all right.
So you're looking at Anthony Keller, who's a guy, fits in more of that men's league, older, just out of college or a few years after bucket. And Goose fitting in as like the development player, could start maybe now, depending upon the matchup, like has the skill sets to be there, but definitely needs to gain the experience going into college for his first year. So we have a lot of that in our positions, which is great. So we have battles not only with like for like, but battles for young versus more experienced. So we got a lot of...
And the coaches have to kind of balance that too. Like, do you want, even though it's our first year, do we want really a whole team of young dudes, or do we want to kind of...
You got to have
that veteran presence, as they say?
Yeah.
Do you see the coach... I mean... We know that there's Will Kidd who's coming back who can play wide. Mm-hmm. We haven't really talked to him yet, but Emmanuel Ekeshin is coming back. But do you still see Coach Kicker kind of mixing up the formation a little bit to account for any potential talent gap there? It feels like with only two potential wingers, we might...
Going with us?
Yeah, with us there, we might not have a lot of...
a guy like Ruiz Plaza could play out there.
Okay.
You could take, one of the forwards... And you could...
We also said there were some right backs, left backs that could slot up.
Right backs, left backs. Like, I believe Abdallah can play out wide.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, we mentioned Emmanuel. We also have, Ao could go out there. I think Evan could do it too. Just to cover for people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that these two guys are going to have a lot of playing time. They're going to be able to show, which is what they want, right?
Right, this weekend, yeah.
This weekend is their weekend. So,
That's exciting.
and we can always drop a forward back. So, we'll see how that goes. But yes, we could mix up formation. So, for example, just tactically speaking, if you don't have a lot of wingers and you have a lot of central midfielders, you put 3 in there, and you go 3 up top.
Yep.
Or you go 2 up top and you put 5 in there, and then you just throw in a bunch of defensive people in the middle and the back, and you can do a whole lot of things. So I think Coach Kicker and Coach Jeremy are going to be they're going to have a lot to play with, which is great. A lot of tools.
Yeah, a lot of tools out there.
Yep.
But
stupid tools.
Going forward, though, we've got 4 guys that are coming with us down there to kind of try that striker rollout or that forward rollout. Really, Matthew Guay is the only one that I'm looking at that I've seen or heard of. But then we've got Andy. How do you say this? Laurie.
Yep.
Tim Willis, who sounds familiar, and Landy Madison. Right.
Yep.
Guay, he's the only.
Not to be confused with Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison. Whoa. So Guay is one of these guys that I've seen much of. I mean, he's just a total beast out there. He's I can't wait to see him destroy for us. But a lot of guys talk about him, so we're gonna see. What the deal is soon.
I'm excited to see him play for the first time. I streamed a couple of his games. He plays in the same conference as my alma mater.
Valparaiso?
Yeah, he plays at Valpo. Fun fact: it's where Orville Redenbacher's from.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah. But even I talked to my dad, and he said he went to the Milwaukee Valparaiso game, and I said, yeah, there's forward Matthew Guay we picked up, and he said, oh man, that guy. He's like, that guy was the best player on the field.
Wow, that's good.
I said, great.
No pressure, dude.
He's ours. But you're right. Matthew's coming back. I'm excited to see him play. I've seen the other guys play, and I'd be more than happy to get into that.
Yeah, so what's up with these other 3?
So Andy came on trial from the Tulsa Roughnecks in the USL. And he originally started out as a member of the Minnesota Stars, which would be the team formerly known as Minnesota
Twin Stars? No, Minnesota United.
Minnesota United, formerly known as the
Minnesota
Stars.
Is he a little older than some of these kids?
He's in his mid to late 20s, so he's like a men's league age guy. And he recently played with the Tulsa Roughnecks in the USL, which is you're starting to get into some serious soccer there when you start getting out of the PDL, which is where the Des Moines Men is playing, and the PLA where we're in, or the MPSL. You start getting into guys.
That's NASL level almost.
Yep, you're starting to look at NASL reserve teams outside of like someone like Minnesota United, they're in our league.
Yep.
When you start looking at heftier, you're starting to look at some contracts where guys are getting paid.
Yep.
And that's where Andy comes from. Andy, I believe, suffered an injury, and then came back home to rehab it, and was out of contract. So we got a hold of him, and he came out to the trainings, and tall, dynamic forward, can score goals really any which way you want, both feet, fast for a big guy, can play with his back to the goal, hold it up and distribute, or he can turn you and beat you off the dribble. He's got super long legs and these like crazy fast step overs. You'll see it. It's pretty interesting.
That's exciting.
Whoa! I didn't know a guy that big could do that. So Andy played some time over in Sweden in the 2nd division. So Andy's got a good pedigree, and I think when you talk about veteran leadership, you might have some guys who played in the men's league who just have jobs, but they're quality players. Andy's job was soccer.
Yeah.
And he's quality, and he's a little bit older. So that helps. And plus he can help show the guys the ropes from an organizational standpoint, being a former pro.
Okay.
The next one is Landy. So kind of going along with the former pro piece, Landy's actually the eldest statesman of the players that we have in the mix right now from a trial standpoint. So Landy is a former under-17 U.S. men's national team player. So he was a youth national player. Played at Clemson and has been a professional soccer player playing for the Atlanta Silverbacks, the Chicago Fire, Wilmington Hammerheads, and then most recently the Minnesota United Reserve. So he's got some pedigree too. So we're talking like experienced forwards that are on trial with us coming out of the last 2 guys we talked about. But Landy's a naturally gifted soccer player, just super jacked dude, personal trainer. So he's just like, you are a man.
Hey, whatever.
Yep.
You got to get it.
Every time I see him at training or tryouts, I was like, hey, Landy, did you work out today?
Come Come on, man. Just try a little harder next time.
Yeah. How many push-ups
You're
did you
looking a
do
little
today?
small.
Yep.
You're looking a little small.
But great dude, naturally gifted soccer player, and he's actually originally a defender. So he can play across the back line as well as up top. So there's some versatility there. He's another person you could put on a wing. And play more of a natural.
I did see this guy when I went to the Holy Dome, didn't I?
He
was
played
there
center
too.
back.
Yeah, he was center back.
Super jack dude.
That guy's huge.
Yep.
Oh my god.
yeah. So that's him.
All right.
That's Ashley.
You're going to put him up front.
Yeah, I mean, but he can play anywhere, really.
Okay.
I mean, he's maybe
It'd be
not
cool to see, kind of the versatility.
Right.
That way.
Right. And then we got my man Tim Wills, who plays for the Division I team for Stegmans.
He's scored a couple goals in the friendlies we've been playing against MTA, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's scored a lot of goals for us, actually. Buckets of goals.
Buckets.
Not only for us, but he went to Carleton College in Minnesota, Division III school. I believe he was a third-team All-American. He was definitely academic All-American. I don't know if it was
You can't help
both.
but be that. Carlton, Jesus.
But Tim is not only a great dude, but he is a really good soccer player, and he has the uncanny ability to be so effectively simple as a forward that you look at him and you're like, I totally got this guy. But then
all of a sudden,
he just does these. He
little
does
tricks.
No, it's not even tricks. He's so good at understanding space. That he's always where he needs to be to get the ball, and he's so unselfish that he, as a striker, you're like, unselfish striker, what's that?
So he's just a guy that makes good decisions.
He makes incredible decisions. He's so smart. So when you put him up against a guy who's just a goal hound, and he's the one who's just feeding that guy up top as like a support player, just incredible member of any team. But also he can score his own goals. So he's an anomaly. I played with him before too, and it's like he'll be on the hip of a defender 1 minute, and then the ball goes across the field, and next thing you know,
he's gone.
He's like right there, ready for the ball, and you're like, wait, you were just very Houdini
Magic.
So he did it with mirrors, but I call him a calculated striker.
Okay.
But both with space and timing in his runs, and I mean he can play all 90 minutes and then make that 50-yard run in the 90th minute because he's been conserving his energy. He's been waiting for that one. He's been
waiting for a shot.
Watching the defender that he's been playing against the whole time. He's like, I'm just waiting for the right moment, and then he's there and he's off. So, but then the last kind of to round out the last person that we forgot about. How can we forget about Mr. Sam Forsgren?
Right. I mean, we talked to him, and he's still going to be in Northwestern. Still going to be at school. So
right.
Won't make it back, unfortunately. He probably won't make it till the middle of June, right? Because he said they're on quarters, which is nuts.
Yeah, well, it's Northwestern.
Yeah.
Why do anything normal?
But that's too bad. So it would have been good to see him. But one more guy I want to talk about, and it's just one name on my sheet. It's really strange. It's Rodell, right? And it says first-time trial guy from Iowa. That's all it says. What's the story with this guy?
The story is we'll see. I don't know.
It's either very mysterious or just a little.
He's much like Alex Peterson, who we talked about, who plays for Drake, who's coming in because it's close.
Yeah.
Another guy. Just couldn't come back, couldn't try out.
Very mysterious.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see him. I hope it's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a guy
just one name
on the team that goes with one name. Just our one. Wannabe Brazilian, or maybe he's actually Brazilian. I don't know.
Well, Raheem could go by one name.
He could.
He can go by
Raheem
two names.
could, yeah.
He can go by Omar or Raheem.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll find out about this guy. But if he was invited in, it doesn't mean that he's
right.
He knows what he's doing.
He's a trialist.
Right. Exactly. So now we talked about all these guys, Nate. Seeing that I have some knowledge in, and I've been going to trainings and my fingers a little bit more on the pulse than yours from a standpoint of organizational aspect.
Yeah, the ins and the outs.
Ins and outs. Why don't you start with your thoughts on formation?
Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. If I were playing FIFA, I mean, this is total Rube take, right? So if I were playing the guys that we have here, I'd probably do 4-4-2 with like a diamond in the middle.
Okay.
Because I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm a little worried about the versatility or the ability of the guys on the outside, on the wings, because we haven't really seen a lot of them.
But just for this.
Just for this, right? Yeah. Not for the future. I'm not talking. I don't know what the team's going to look like once we announce the roster next week.
Right.
But I think it might cover a shortage of the wingers. It might allow our playmakers to do a little more roaming. You know, if some guys were holding it down, if we can find a guy to hold it down at center mid and kind of defend a little bit. But it sounds like that was just my initial thoughts as I was looking at this roster. The more we talk about it, the more, you know, I see the ability to be a little flexible.
Sure. I mean, I think there will be some flexibility. Personally, is that what you're going to go with? Is that what is that your final answer?
That's I mean, that was when I first took a look at these guys and kind of broke it down what I knew about who and where I'd seen these guys before. That was my initial thought. But
so my take is a very diplomatic one that I prefer not to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I know that we're going to have the ability with the players we have in, and the we know we're going to be making our official call on the rosters. So we know there's some guys who are already in. Mm-hmm. With the makeup of what we've been building, we have the ability to play multiple different styles of soccer. We're going to hone in on one, and that's why I don't want to say what I would see us going in as.
Oh, okay.
We're going to hone in on one and become an expert in it, but have the fallback of a couple different.
You could have used this opportunity to throw out some red herrings and be like, oh, we're going to play a 5-3-4.
Stop. Yeah. We're just gonna play ticky tacky like Barcelona.
5-3-2.
We're gonna have like 9 midfielders out there and Puyol.
Yep. We're starting a new formation called the 2-7.
Yeah. Where's the 2?
I don't know.
In the back or up top?
In the back.
They're just hanging out to the left. There's just 2 guys standing on the left side. Well, I mean, I don't want to get into it because I do have a little more working knowledge. Mm-hmm. But like I said, we'll be fine as far as the options we have. But we're starting to become experts in a particular formation, and that's the best way to go about it. And ideally, we would have had the opportunity to become experts together in more than one.
Yeah.
But the gravity of the situation didn't dictate that.
Well, so there you have it, folks. I mean, like that's the dynamic of our duo here. Is I'm the rube that has a bunch of fantasy soccer takes, and John's the one that's going to snap me back to reality and say, well, actually, I've been in those meetings, and I know exactly what we're doing.
Right, yeah. And I'm sure we're not making Coach Kicker happy that we're talking about all these players. However, I hope he's happy that I didn't say anything about formation.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. So that's about all we got for this week, folks. Sorry, no player to talk to, no speed round. We failed at our name 3 post cereals. Was Captain Crunch?
Kellogg's? I don't know.
We'll figure that out. I almost forgot to mention there was a reader email.
What?
Yes. Shoot, I forgot to mention. So, would we like to address it?
Let's do it off the cuff.
Off the cuff. So the reader's email asked us the difference between teams like we're playing FC Fargo. Mm-hmm. FC Fargo isn't in our division. We're playing them. They're on our home and away.
Okay.
We're playing them for the Summit Keg, a traveling trophy. It'll be an aggregate
regional rivalry.
It'll be an aggregate of home and away.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. But there's also a team in Minnesota called FC Minneapolis.
Yes.
And they play in the same league as FC Fargo does. Mm-hmm. So the reader, I believe it was Bill Johnson or Brian Johnson. I'm sorry. Don't have everything in front of us. We totally apologize we forgot. But he wanted to know the difference between the two and why we don't have FC Minneapolis on our schedule as we have FC Fargo on our schedule. They play in the same league. Why aren't we all in a league together? Mm-hmm. So I had the answers to that. So go to the fridge and get a beer, and it'll be a little while. No, just kidding. The difference between the two. So Stegman's has a relationship with both teams. We've played multiple games against both teams. Last year was the first year we played Fargo. Fargo draws from the colleges within North and South Dakota. So you have like Jamestown University is where their coach is from, and a lot of good players come out of Jamestown University. And so they draw from the college players like we do for Minneapolis City. Our Stegman's Division III men's team, which isn't bad, but it's full of a bunch of 30-year-old players, much like myself.
Yep.
We lost 2-1 here against the college players from Fargo, and we lost 2-1 there, going up 1-0 and losing 2 goals in the second half. Total fucking garbage. But anyways, we were on the news.
Oh, yeah. not a lot going on in Fargo.
Nope. So their caliber of talent is they're They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. I would argue that they are not going to be as good as we are. The talent level that we have at our disposal in our area, being that we want to have Minnesota growing talent, have a little bit more horses in the stable.
Yeah.
So to say. So that's where FC Fargo and us differ. And the reason why they are not in our league was because, quite frankly, the folks that are coming out to those games, they just want to see soccer at a somewhat of a high level. So, it doesn't matter what league they're in and the opponents they're playing against. They just want to see soccer.
Yeah.
So for us, it was more travel and cost. So we are in a totally different league for kind of similar reasons. We care about what league we're in. We care about the opponents we're playing against. Our fans do. So that's why we're in the PLA.
Yeah, I was reading. Actually read an article, an interview on Northern Pitch. I urge you guys to go to Northern Pitch and read their interview that they did with the coach at FC Fargo. But basically,
Tim Singleton, great guy.
Yeah,
he and I have Twitter battles all the time.
Same philosophy as us. It's just a matter of what league they chose to be in. So it's not really like, why aren't we in the same league as FC Fargo? It's not like it's just the way that the chips fell.
Yeah, just way things shook out.
Yep.
So they're in the same division as they're called the American Premier League, APL, ALP, whatever they're in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're in the APL.
We have more of a relationship with Tim as an owner. So when we built this and we weren't going to be in the same league, we decided, hey, let's partner for the Summit Keg. It'll be fun. We really enjoyed playing against you guys. Although I still don't believe I deserved the yellow card I got when I was in Fargo. But that's
we just don't know the FC Minneapolis guys that well.
No, we do. So much like we took our over 30 men's league team up to Fargo, FC Minneapolis went to Fargo last year too and lost 9-0.
Yeah, they got whooped.
So the caliber of player that FC Minneapolis is pulling from is nowhere near what FC Fargo brings, and I don't want to sound arrogant about it, but could not shake a stick to what we're bringing. If we brought them into play, it would be a 9-10-0 game for sure. So
that's embarrassing.
They're drawing a different level of talent, and we don't want to align ourselves from a friendly perspective or a league perspective with teams that we're going to be beating 9-0. We want good quality soccer where we win, but we win because we're better than the best guys.
Yeah, we're not Golden Gopher football.
Right. Yeah. we don't have Stony Brook on the roster.
We're not trying to automatically start the season 4-0.
Right, exactly, and then go and play Michigan or Ohio State. So the difference being that our men's team will come in and play FC Minneapolis. In last preseason, Stegman's men's team, our Division III Stegman's men's team went in and played FC Minneapolis in a preseason game last year and beat them 7 or 8-0 as well. So it's like we don't want that from a friendly perspective. That's why we're playing against universities. We're playing against the Des Moines Menace. We're challenging ourselves versus beating up on FC Minneapolis. But I definitely believe that Fargo is going to have equal, if not better, team than they had last year when we played against them, and I think it's going to be a real fun matchup when they come down here, and then when we go up there and play the Big Green, or what do they call them, the Mean Green, that movie with the kid from Good Burger, the soccer movie.
Keenan and Kel?
Yeah, there's a goat playing right back. Just look up Big Green. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, so listener Bill or Brian, I apologize for not remembering your name. Went off script. Answered your question though. Hopefully that was it. We encourage more questions. You were the first one in like 6 weeks.
It's been a while.
That could also be because we're just like nailing content for people.
Yeah, and now we're getting close to the season starting. People are going to have a few more things they want to know.
Right. So as far as next week goes, we'll be working on having a full recap from Iowa that will come out on either Sunday, but that's still TBD, or we'll just cover it off on next week's show. Maybe have a coach on. Maybe have the coach on. We'll talk about that. But Minneapolis City announced on Twitter today that the final roster will be released on 5/16. So luckily for us, we'll be recording the show that night. So we will have all that information, and it'll be fresh for you guys when you see it on Twitter, and then you want to hear your two favorite soccer pundits from a regional perspective in Minneapolis, talk about these players.
That's a lot of caveats.
Yeah, it was. I mean, although on iTunes we are, you may also like Bill Simmons in the podcast.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The key is the secret to success, or the way we succeed, is when on Bill Simmons' podcast, it's like you may also like John and Nate.
Yep.
Well, there we go.
Right.
Now
Well,
we've
duh.
made it.
Well, duh. So we'll be talking about the guys that are making the roster for sure. We'll also be breaking down the team traveling to Milwaukee, much like we did today, and I'll have a little more perspective as to what I saw against Milwaukee and how things might match up. And then, obviously, if you want to go to Milwaukee, you can go on our website, mplscitysc.com, and you can sign up. There's still a few spots left. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun.
But we didn't do it in the beginning because our new kick-ass intro has it. But Summit is the official craft beer sponsor of the People's Pitch. They are celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. And for more information about all the beer happenings and comings and goings of the brewery, visit summitbrewing.com. And if you want to get a hold of us, it's mcscpodcast@gmail.com. You think I'd have that down by now?
No.
mcscpodcast@gmail.com. At MPLS City is our Twitter handle. At Johnny Business, that's 2 N's, 2 Z's, 2 S's, and at Mexinate. If you want to get a hold of Nate here. But once again, we're back with our house band. Go Get 'em Tiger, as they lyrically escort us out of here into some serious REM with their hit Sleep Cyclone. So thank you very much for listening to us, people of Minnesota and out
In the world.
I have been John.
I'm Nate.
And I'm here with Nate. And wasn't this delightful, folks?
Always delightful.
And we will see you in Iowa.
Peace.